I have a job for you.
Jeez, it's not another arc, is it?
No, not again. This time I need a full-scale home renovation.
Noah Construction and Builders is your design and build partner. We do it all, from additions and dormers to full-scale renovations. Schedule your no-cost design consultation today. Visit us online at noahconstruction-builders.com.
Noah Construction and Builders. Through dreams we design, with vision we build.
Buon Natale, Antonina, buon Natale.
Merry.
Felice Nuovo Anno.
Merry Christmas. Tomorrow, Christmas Eve.
Oh, the Christmas spirit
are you
is
in
here.
the festive spirit, Joey?
I guess I am. I didn't, it hasn't really, like, I haven't thought of it, like, wow, it's tomorrow, Christmas Eve. I got my brother and sister-in-law coming over. We got all
I know,
food
it came fast.
It came really fast.
You know why? Because Thanksgiving was very late this year.
I guess so, yeah. So it was all of that jazz.
Your hair is Santa Claus.
It is, and good thing I shaved the beard, or else I'd be having kids sitting on my lap.
You should have grew
jammed up.
You should have grew the beard for this episode.
Nah, no more beards. I'm done. I had my beard.
You're
a beard, no beard guy. You can either go like Grizzly Adams or.
I didn't do the beard this year. I don't know what it was.
I had it for 3 years straight, and then I just.
You looked good with the beard. You look a little pedophile. Hey, now.
They thought I looked like a heel. A lot of
people
like a WWE heel.
Yeah, that's right.
I turned heel.
I like that.
Yeah, like I hit the good guy over the head when we were like, celebrating.
The heels were the best. The heels were the best. They made it.
But of course, welcome to MuscleSport Media Live. Thank you to our title sponsor, NoahConstruction-Builders.com. Check them out. No job too big nor small for Pete and the boys over at Noah. 95.9 FM, 1240 AM on your radio dial. WGBB every Monday, 7:30 to 8 p.m. Anthony, myself, and Trevor are here to talk all about fitness, bodybuilding, sports, lifestyle.
Yeah.
But tonight,
we're
talking about movies.
Yeah. We said that this was going to be a special one, and because today was today and what we were going to talk about, I actually watched that movie last night.
I should have too, so I would have been a little more.
Oh, I could.
I know it, but not fresh. No.
Man, so what we're going to talk about, and the reason being, to me, Christmas isn't Christmas until I watch the movie Die Hard.
So obviously, I don't need to ask you the ageless end-all question.
Yeah.
Is it or is it not? And what makes a movie a Christmas movie?
I mean,
I don't know. People get into arguments. I'm like, Stallone's on.
This one in particular has been debated for, I don't know, it's almost 40 years. It's 1988 is when it came out.
Since it started, I guess.
Yeah, so, I mean, there's no question in my mind. Here's how I define a Christmas movie. A Christmas movie reminds you when you watch it of Christmas. And that's no ifs, ands, or buts. Like, they could say Rocky IV is a Christmas movie too, right? Because it's Christmas
Fight's
time.
going to be in Russia on Christmas.
Yeah, right. I consider Gremlins a Christmas movie. Huge Christmas movie because it took place on Christmas.
You know? Obviously a Christmas story.
Yeah, that's
Ralphie,
the real Christmas
ho,
movie, right?
Ho, ho.
Right.
You get your eye?
Shoot
your eye out. Oh, such went to foot. That's so mean. Come on, kid, get in line.
Of course. But Die Hard specifically, to me and everyone else, and everyone would agree with me, especially the gym population, the meathead population, the masculine male, alpha male population, there's no doubt that Die Hard is the Christmas movie to watch.
He's coming to visit his wife.
Yes.
Well, aren't they estranged or separated?
Well, because
at that time, if I remember
the
correctly.
plot would be that she took a job in LA that she couldn't refuse because paid a lot of money and this and that, and she said, I'm doing it, this is my career, so she went, and then so on and so forth. Her boss actually surprised her. The whole thing was that her boss was surprising her and flying the husband in, but then he gets there and it happened to be some sort of mistake or something like that. So that was the plot. He arrives on Christmas Eve Eve for the company Christmas.
The big party.
Extravaganza.
Nakatomi Plaza.
At Nakatomi Plaza, which is a real place. It's not called Nakatomi Plaza, but it's
the
a
building.
The building is a real place in Los Angeles. And that is the plot. And then the mayhem... proceeds. The mayhem proceeds, but it's I mean, the plan that those guys had. I mean, they almost pulled it off. If it wasn't for McClane. But the best part is, we take pride in certain things. He played, and again, we've talked about this in the past. He played a New York cop perfectly. Yeah. The way his sly comments, his sarcasm, the banter between him and the cop, or the banter between him and the terrorist. He played such a witty New York cop.
Oh, yeah. And the one line
pulled it off
in that movie.
And remember, everyone back in the day, I was a child, but I remember everyone talking like, what is this guy? This is not an action hero. And
moonlighting.
And he pulled it off. And again, I told you this. We discussed this when we did the action thing on
The Commission.
The Commission. They originally wanted Sly Stallone to play that part, and he didn't want to do. And thank God,
I'm glad he turned it down, because
Bruce Willis nailed it.
Because I don't know if Stallone. I mean, I know that he had some something on My Mother Will Shoot when he had that movie with Stell Getty.
90s.
Yeah, he could probably have done some kind of comedy-ish, but Bruce Willis is perfect.
Well, no. You know what? Truth be told, I think it still would have been a hit with Stallone, but Bruce Willis just nailed it.
Yeah.
And I didn't. No one knew Bruce. I mean, they knew him from Moonlighting and that show. I didn't watch that. I think my mother watched it.
Yeah. I wasn't.
But he's a sarcastic, witty. He's almost like back in the day, like what's his face? Vince Vaughn is kind of like more later, and like very sarcastic and whatever. But he had the good personality, and he nailed it. See, the only qualm that people had back in the day, and this is perfect for this program, is he didn't have the physique of the 80s action star.
He wasn't supposed to be some muscle man. He was a New York City lieutenant.
Yeah. I mean, he didn't look bad. He looked like a regular dude.
He was in good shape, but he wasn't, like you said, he wasn't jacked.
No, he wasn't.
And that's what I think if Stallone did it, it would have been more towards like, he's, strong and
ripped.
Yeah.
But he could have pulled off, like, Stallone was funny. Like, Stallone had that.
He could have pulled it off.
Stallone had sly comments, and, he could have pulled it off, no doubt, and I think it would have been a hit. However, I mean, I don't think it would have been Die Hard without Bruce Willis, and we were all wrong. Everyone was wrong and then when it came out, boy, did people lose their mind. How good would it?
It was so, I mean, just the whole thing's how he screws up their plan, and Hans and all,
he was the best. That guy.
No, you're
great.
not one of them, are you? Clay, Bill Clay.
Alan Rickman. Alan Rickman, yeah.
He just died recently, right?
He did. Great actor.
I mean, the scene when he's falling,
hokey. I'll give you. You want a little fun fact on that one?
Well, let me.
The scene that when he at the end, when obviously I'm going to spoil it, but everyone on this planet, so when the ending scene when they let him go and he falls, right? The director actually didn't tell him that they were going to let him go, so his face looked real the way that he was falling. So they were supposed to drop him on like another count, but they dropped it, like, let's say on 10, like, well, they were dropping him on 10.
Oh, I got
They dropped him on 3, and he's like, what? And that face he made and the eyes
was great. It was in slow motion when they,
great scene.
It is a great scene,
Great scene.
I mean, it was a little, remember when I say I'll kill you last? I lied. It was like one of those kind of things.
Those are the great. I gotta tell you, Bruce Willis really. But tell me that people didn't quote, and they still do quote that movie for years. The Yippee-ki-yay, blah blah blah. You know what I mean? I mean, like one of my favorite things is and. I think this is a lot of people. When he's crawling through the air, come on.
Come to California, have a great time.
Come to the coast, have a few laughs. You know what I mean? He nailed it, right?
Oh, it was so good. And how, I think worse than Hans was the rat.
Oh, yeah, that guy was great. He played it perfectly because you know what he did?
Yeah.
He played the L.A., I'm a broker from LA and I'm cool. Listen, buddy,
yuppie,
pal,
I'm rich guy.
You're my guy. He's doing the drugs, right? And see, that's the difference. The New York cop knew. He knew he was going to be dead. He knew that they were going to kill
cut
him
loose. Yeah, he wasn't getting a favor.
So he's like, listen, tell him you don't know me. Tell him you don't know me. He's like, what do you mean? You're insulting me. And then you just hear, blop.
Come on, John. Yeah. He was on the phone.
Flawless.
He was like in Die Hard 2, the news guy that is in the...
He's in the first one,
restroom.
too. Yeah, that guy's in the first
He's
one.
on the phone with them.
Here's how I described it. I was talking to my fiance Trish as we were watching it yesterday. Back in the day, like movies like that, they were so good. If you saw, and I saw that in the movie theater with my aunt. I will never forget it. She took
two.
No, the first one.
Okay.
You know, it was 1988. I was maybe 9 years old.
Yeah.
So I saw that in the movie theater, right? And back in the day, when a movie was that good, especially those action movies, people stood up and clapped.
Yeah,
they stood up.
That's a forgotten thing. People used to. Yeah, you get a big ovation when a movie ended.
Such a good movie. I remember everyone in that theater, and I saw it in Brooklyn. I saw it at the Sheepshead Bay, the Lowe's in Sheepshead Bay.
Oh, okay. That's a newer.
Oh, maybe that wasn't it, but we saw it in Brooklyn. I remember that. Maybe
because that was one of the first multi.
Plexes.
A lot of you know.
Oh, we might have saw it at King's Plaza. That's what we said. I think there was a movie theater.
There was a movie theater. Yeah,
it
was a movie theater.
But you know, back in the day, it was every scene, every little comment and scene. It was comedy, and it's just like they don't. And again, we're dating ourselves, but they don't make those movies anymore like that. Like it was just, and that movie right there is flawless today. The way they did.
Oh, it stands up without a doubt.
You know what I mean?
It's great. It's so painful when he's picking the glass out of his feet.
I know.
Because they know that he has no shoes, so they shoot the windows out. Yeah, they were like plotting. Those guys, they were calculating. They were good.
This guy.
And
he was
but the guy with the long blonde hair let his emotions take over.
Yeah,
and that's why he got.
You're right, because he killed his brother.
Yeah,
I have that. I have that sweatshirt. I have the sweatshirt when he first kills the first terrorist, and then he tapes him up.
Oh, with the sign.
So I got
the Santa, right? Wasn't
the Santa hat? So I got the sweatshirt that says, "I have a machine gun now." Ho ho.
Yeah,
ho.
that's
I got
right.
the sweatshirt at home. I'm gonna wear it for Christmas.
It was his brother. That's why he let it. Because even Hans is like trying to get him to stick with the plan.
Yep.
We'll get this guy, but don't deviate too much.
But he wrote it in blood on the guy's shirt. And I got that sweater. That's good. The best.
Yeah.
It was the best.
It was a great movie, and his wife, I don't forget the actress name. Drop Dead Gorgeous. She's a very beautiful woman. It was so good because of that was like a group of all of these like experts from all different backgrounds. There was Americans, he was Russian, whatever. German. I think it was German, Hans, right? And those other guys, I don't know what they were, Swedish, whatever, the guys with the long hair and stuff. So there was they just had this group of international terrorists. Everybody it was almost like a Reservoir Dogs type of thing of getting all these guys together to commit this perfect crime and get away with it. And then he obviously is the monkey and the monkey wrench in it. Great movie. Die Hard, Christmas movie. I mean, it took place during Christmas, so sure, why not?
It's a Christmas. First of all, the music is all Christmas. The beginning music. But remember what we talked about, like that started the Christmassy action trend because then Lethal Weapon came out, and that was during Christmas also.
Was it? I forget now. The original first one.
Yeah, Lethal Weapon. That was the first. I mean, again, it was a Christmas party. The first, it was all the Christmas, the Bing Crosby, it was all the Christmas music.
Yeah, and you forget because it was California, so it was, even though so was the Nakatomi, but it was all took place in a building. Yeah. So you didn't get the outdoor weather really. Yeah. I loved the way Bruce Willis played that off. The snappy, the sarcasm and all of that.
The best, but also, right? I mean, you think the little things why it is a Christmas movie. Don't forget what he taped. He taped that gun to the back of his when he was right. Yeah. And what did he tape it with? It was
Christmas wrap.
It was Christmas wrapping paper. And as they're panning to it, because you don't see it.
You don't see it. Yeah.
They do the jingle bells. Ding ding.
Oh, that's right.
It's a Christmas
You see, this is why I wish I saw it more recently.
Yeah.
I mean, it was probably a few months ago, a year ago, whatever. But I forget little details like that. Yeah, they knocked it out of the park with that movie. Whoever directed, wrote it, whatever. I always was a big fan. I don't remember if I saw it in the movies or not. I honestly, I don't remember. I may have. I don't know. I don't remember now. I probably did, because back then so many movies were coming out in the 80s.
Yeah.
Platoon, I saw in the movies. Goodfellas, I saw in the movies. Casino, all of these great movies I love now.
I remember it came out in November 1988. Just like in 1985, I remember I was real little when I saw that. That came out in November of 1985. It was Rocky IV, right before Christmas.
Well, that's always when the big movies, July 4th or Christmas,
Correct.
used to be when Hollywood would
Correct.
do the release date on these movies they knew were going to be big hits. Everything's so different now because people can stream and it's like almost like.
It's not an event.
It takes the fun out of it in a way.
It does.
Like you said, when you went to the movies and it was like it was a big deal. Yeah. Like you're sitting there watching the movie the first night.
15, even 10 years ago, 6 years. I remember let's go to the movies.
Before COVID, really.
Yeah. Then it got, but you know what? You nailed it. It was before COVID. But I remember all right, let's go to the movies this weekend. This is out, blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? And we would go to the movies on a Saturday and... that don't happen no more.
I haven't been to the movies in a long. The only one I did go see the Many Saints of Newark with Jimmy.
Yeah.
In the theater. I liked it.
Ugh.
Oh, I liked it. I know. Listen, it's got its flaws. It's got its flaws.
Oof.
But there was so many things that were.
I was so disappointed.
I was very disappointed, but I enjoyed it for what it was, not for what it wasn't.
Yeah, it made me it actually sickened me. It actually sickened me. It was that bad, I thought.
I think David Chase
he dropped
threw the game.
No doubt.
Because he didn't want to do that.
Well, he didn't want to. He might have, because that was a terrible movie.
He didn't want to do he thought that the movie posted with the Sopranos movie, he didn't want that. It was supposed to be about Dickie. It wasn't supposed to be about Tony as a kid.
It was a terrible movie. You know what I did?
But it's anything Sopranos I like, so I don't care.
I got it. So you know what we did do, and this is Trisha's idea. She's so good to me. So 2022 was the 50th anniversary of The Godfather. And we went to the movies to see that. It was great.
Oh, because was it like they redid it where it was...
No, it was just the 50th anniversary,
so
it played
released
in
certain...
it. Yeah,
I didn't know if they made it more like,
they played it in certain
effects.
theaters on Long Island, and when it came out, it's the 50 years. She's like, you want to go? I'm like, absolutely. So we went to see The Godfather.
Now... Yeah. I actually like Godfather 2 better than Godfather 1.
No question.
My favorite, this is in order, my favorite movies, Goodfellas and Godfather 2.
100%.
Godfather 3 and then Casino.
I hated Godfather.
Not Godfather 3, excuse me, Godfather
First
1.
one.
Yeah, I said 3 because it was number 3 in my list.
I didn't like Casino. I liked Casino, but
Casino was great.
It was great. It's just they overdid certain things.
Well, you know why I really liked it? Goodfellas and Casino, because they were true stories.
Very true stories.
They deviated a little bit. Obviously, they made it more, simple for the shortness of a 2-hour movie. Goodfellas, I think, was like 2.5 hours.
Well, I read the book Wise Guys too.
Wise Guy was great. The book was better than the movie.
Absolutely,
it was unbelievable.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I've read it a few times. I loved
it.
But I loved Godfather 2.
The origin story was just outrageous.
It was just, but even the stuff with Michael, Senator, you can have my answer now. I mean, like, just those scenes.
It's chilling.
And when John Tsoukalis, when he's laying there, Michael, I got passed out. Oh, it was just,
chilling.
The acting's insane in that movie.
And man, even the young Vito Corleone.
Oh, Robert De Niro.
Oh, he nailed it.
He was so good in that.
So good. He nailed it. Just everything. He's
Jenko's Oliver.
Oh, yeah. I got that.
Jenko is Frankie Carbone.
Well, you know what's funny? Because the Contenders clothing, they give me all those clothes, and they just sent me a Christmas present with the whole Rocky 2 outfit. I got the shorts or whatever, but they sent me a whole thing of. I'll give you a couple T-shirts.
Oh, I'll wear them proudly.
Where they do the whole olive oil thing, and they got,
without a doubt, I'll wear that.
But it's like, The Godfather 2. I remember, like, when I went to Sicily and I went to Palermo and I visited all that. That's when I came home and I couldn't. I remember as I'm there, seeing the mountains of Sicily and staying with my family. I couldn't wait to come home and watch The Godfather 1 and 2.
To see those.
Just to see the scenes in
Monday,
Sicily.
Tuesday, Thursday, Wednesday.
Yeah. It was just chilling.
She messes it up.
But The Godfather 2. Oof, was that a
I love the old. I love
unbelievable-
like when he's singing as a kid
As a
in
kid.
that quarantine like
kid.
cell, if you will, whatever you want to call
listen,
it.
my
It was so
grandfather,
sad, like
you know,
but,
my
yeah.
great grandfather, same thing. He came here when he was like 10 by himself.
My grandmother came here very young.
crazy.
My grandfather was a little older.
Yeah.
She came here and then actually went back and came back.
Well,
It's weird.
Don't forget. Let's not forget. You know, the without papers thing was a real thing.
It's true, yeah.
And that's why they say that the derogatory Italian word, but they came without papers because they were without medical papers and they had to do everything. And there was a whole he had scabies. He had but you got it. I mean, just the history. And you know the crazy
Vito
thing is-
Antolini from Corleone. What did you say, Vito Corleone?
Yeah.
That's how his name got.
Well, you know, when we came, they screwed up Tuminello. Some of it was Tuminello with an O.
Yeah,
some
ours
of
was
it was
Pittaro,
yeah.
Pittaro. A funny story about my great-grandfather, my mother's grandfather, on my maternal side, came here. He snuck in the bowels of a ship and paid off one of the
That's how they
guys
did.
to
That's how they did it.
bring him food and stuff.
Yeah, that's how they did it.
He snuck here.
With rats. There was
Yeah.
rats. There was
Yeah. But everybody else, because I have their paperwork.
Yeah.
I have the boat
You
paperwork.
don't have his.
He didn't have
He didn't
it.
have
He was a good WOP.
Yeah, that's right.
But he was a doo-wop singer. Yeah. But my grandmother to come by herself, then go back and come
crazy.
back. I mean, I think I like the courage
And
it
you-
took for a young
Well,
girl
think about it.
to do that alone, because the father was already here with her brother.
Well, that's what remember they were living. I did a whole thing with the documentary. They were living in poverty, man. They had no,
Yeah.
and guess what? They thought that they lived in poverty in America, in Red Hook, Brooklyn. They lived like like cockroaches. You know what I'm saying? That's what they had to do, and then it's just crazy. But
Van Brunt Street over there.
yeah,
Red Hook,
it's crazy. That's where they all really migrated at first. You know what I mean?
And Spanish Harlem, which used to be called Italian Harlem.
Correct.
You know, the lower part of the upper Manhattan, the lowest part of it. That was where a lot of them came from.
Yeah.
That's where a lot of the Borgadas started. A lot of the gangs and stuff like that. It's amazing when you see even your own family's history and you compare it to things in the movies, like when Vito comes.
Yeah.
He's by himself. His whole family's dead.
Nuts.
They got, the father got killed, the mother got killed, right? He ran away. They would, and he gets his revenge.
He got his revenge. He sure did. That was the best scene. Anyway, back to Die Hard. See what you do? You always go back to the Ginza Loop. The Ginza Loop.
Sono Italiano.
Back to Die Hard. John McClane.
Che
So the best line in Die Hard, I told you, we were saying in the break room, right?
Yeah.
The best line to me, it was hilarious. And what epitomizes a New York cop or just the personality of a New York guy.
A native New Yorker.
Is when, because he's talking to someone in L.A., is when he called that emergency line. It wasn't 911. He called the emergency line. He finally gets through, and the lady's like, "Sir, if this is an emergency, you got to call 911. He goes, "Please help me." He goes, She goes, "Sir, I'm going to tell you again. If this is an emergency, you got to call 911. He goes, "Lady, what do you think? I'm ordering a pizza?" I'll just never. And I remember seeing that for the first time in the theater, and the whole theater
Everybody's
was
roaring. Yeah.
because that's typical.
Yeah.
That's typical. It was great.
Oh, he was so good. You're talking about nailing a role.
Yeah.
That was for life, that role. But yeah, it's almost time to go. So
I think for Christmas, Trevor, we're gonna stay till 10.
Can we stay till 10?
Now? Come on, we'll throw you a little something on the side. All right, we'll have a little Christmas
Clean them up
party.
at the end of the day. Yeah.
All right.
We'll order some. I think there's a liquor store.
There's a liquor store. We get a nice little limoncellos. Right? Okay.
How does that?
There's a nice Italian restaurant right next door. We gotta go.
There is, yeah. We should go. But we are going to be running out of time very soon. Of course, everybody have a very Merry Christmas. We'll see you. We're going to be on next week?
I'm not here next week.
You're not here next week? I don't know. I'll see if the little guy wants to come.
Next time I see everyone is January 6th. So Merry Christmas. Happy New Year's.
Happy New Year.
You know,
if we don't come back, if I'm not here, also, yeah.
You'll be here.
I want to be. I gotta pay the rent.
They might deport you. We'll see.
They might, yeah.
I mean, you never know. You never know.
I'd be like the Lucky got deported.
Hey, that's it. Bye.
Charles, whatever your name is. So, guys, thank you so much for joining us this week on WGB Muscle Sport Media Live. We will see you soon. Happy holidays to all. See, that's not a show.
Noah, I have a job for you.
Jeez, it's not another arc, is it?
No, not again. This time I need a full-scale home renovation.
Noah Construction and Builders is your design and build partner. We do it all, from additions and dormers to full-scale renovations. Schedule your no-cost design consultation today. Visit us online at noahconstruction-builders.com.
Noah Construction and Builders. Through dreams we design, with vision we build.